Hi, Entropians. It's me, Mikhail. And let's talk today about how to not lose money in Entropia Universe. I tried to do a video talking about like the 5 ways to make money. There was another video, the 5 ways to make PED in Entropia Universe, and I was talking about how to not lose PED for those 5 things. And while I agree on some of the stuff, whatever. Well, the problem was that I needed a new graphics. Well, I needed a dedicated graphics card. Got that and fixed my audio, so we should be good. It's exciting, I know, because now hopefully I kick out at least one video a week in my spare adult time. Like I have any. I don't know. I do. I don't have kids at home anymore. All I've got is my dogs and my husband. I guess I do have kids at home. Okay, let's not go there. But what I wanted to talk about specifically today is crafting and how you could really lose your ass crafting. You could lose your ass in this game no matter what you're doing, right? I mean, it truly is a casino. I know people don't like to admit that, but I will say that depending on how you play this game, how you approach this game, I hate to even say play because it's a real cash economy mirror game, right? Mirror cash economy game. So, like, potentially, if you acquire more PED than what you put into the game, you could potentially pull it out into real world money. And that is the draw of Entropia, right? That and it's basically RuneScape for adults or free to play RuneScape, kind of. Like, I play RuneScape, but I will say that now that they've taken away the things I enjoy doing or changed them and increased the membership to a ridiculous amount, I probably am only going to do free to play RuneScape going forward, which is sad because I really liked playing RuneScape. But anyway, so now I'm back to this because I'm like, if I'm going to dump that kind of money into a game, I want it to be a game where I potentially could make real world money, right? Because RuneScape, you can't. I mean, you can. There's people who sell gold online and stuff, but I mean, if you get caught, you're banned for life and all that jazz. This, yes, it's a little bit against the TOU to do real world transactions, but the game allows you to pull out, which RuneScape does not, right? And they just like charge you a fee. So, anyway, I decided that I was going to talk about crafting because I don't think people take into consideration everything that's involved. And I'm a girl mather. Like, please don't think that I'm like keeping spreadsheets and tracking every peck that it costs me and that I invest. That is not me. Okay, I have a comfort level. It's just like when I go to a casino in real life, I take X amount of dollars with me, and I also have more cards with me if I want a cash advance because some days I'm feeling it and some days I'm not. And I don't really care because when it's gone, and then I leave. I either leave a winner or I leave a loser, and I'm okay with that. But there are some people who freak out, right? And or keep dumping money in. They don't know when to quit. I am not one of those people. I do not have a gambling problem. I do not like I'm not going to use the excuse, oh, the bells and whistles and lights, oh, that makes me happy. No, I have friends who have lost homes gambling. Okay, so I mean, it's a real thing. And I think it's real in this game too. I think there are people who over deposit, who don't know their limits. And then there are people who play smart and kind of like hedge their bets, right? So, okay, enough of the soapbox kind of for now, but the crafting interface is, they've changed it, but at the same time, it's still pretty easy to use. And the thing I wanted to talk about, and of course, I have the notes here, um, is not only the successes. I don't chase swirlies, I don't chase globals. I craft what I need to stock my shop because that is how I dumped PED into this game was I had bought shops. At one point I owned 5 shops on 4 planets. Now I'm down to 2 shops on 2 planets, of which I have currently rented one of my shops out to another player. So now they will pay me PED once a month because they're renting my shop. And thankfully, I had another friend that helped me find a person I could trust to do that. So that's all cool. So I only have my Arcadia shop now, which I'm really hesitant to ever sell, even though it's in a great location and I hardly ever get to Arcadia, but it's just such a beautiful shop. I don't know if you've seen it, Hidden Fortunes and Treasures. But the design is amazing. Like the Arcadia crew worked with me to develop that design and my fortune teller, and then I wrote all the fortunes for it, and I really do love the concept. I wish that we could customize the interior of the shops like we can the exterior of the shops on Arcadia. It would be so cool. And I don't know if they even still allow customization or if people do it. I have no idea. I know that when David Dobson first came up with that idea, or at least his developers, I don't know who did, but I worked with them pretty closely and it was great because I would kind of come up with a mock-up and then they would go, how's this design? And we'd tweak it and we'd go back and forth and it was great. But anyway, so I'm not going to give that up. So the point is that I need to craft things to stack in my shop. And so that kind of being said, there's a lot of things I could craft, but keep in mind when you craft anything that has the L in the name, oh my God, look at that video. Anything that has the L in the name, that's a limited item, right? So you want to craft it to full TT value to get your maximum out of it, because then you're either going to sell it and then people will wear it or use it and it will degrade eventually and break, or because if you craft it with no residue, you're going to end up with something that's only partial and it might not be worth anything. And that's a waste of resources, right? So even something as silly as the cheap ass armor set, it might be relatively cheap to craft. I mean, alternative ingots are 3 PED a piece, times 8 is 24, Listerium, 3 PED a piece, times 5. So 24 plus 15, I don't know, so like half a PED per click, but then take into consideration the cost of the residue as well, because certain things will only allow metal residue, certain things will only allow the clothing remnants, certain things will only allow the what else is it called? I forget. Like the electronic residue or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. It doesn't really matter. The point is that on a limited item, you want to make sure that you have these use residue boxes checked and ready to go, and that you have enough residue to cover the TT value of the item that you are crafting. And then also take into consideration that you need to acquire these ingredients, right? The materials. How did you get them? Did you go mining for these yourself? So then the cost of the mining run and whether or not you were getting attacked by mobs while you were mining, and if you had armor on while you were wearing that, or while you were on that mining run getting attacked, like all of those things need to be factored into your cost so that when you either sell on auction or sell in a shop, ooh, there's a swirly, hooray, that they, congratulations on explosive projectiles. Like that cracks me up. But anyway, like you have to take all of these things into consideration when you are crafting an item that you think you're going to make money on or that you're going to global on. Like for instance, okay, he globaled 89 PED, right? Or maybe even more. Maybe it was this 1,347. We don't know because I don't remember how long it takes for the ticker to catch up to whatever's going on around me. But how many clicks did it take for him to get that? What was the cost of him getting that global? Okay, so that's something to consider, I guess. And maybe not for the cheap stuff, right? Or maybe even not for the construction of the components, right? Because these are just things that are used in other blueprints and usually relatively cheap. But yeah, and take a look at the markup because, like, I was surprised when I looked at market value of some of this stuff that, okay, this one's kind of cheap, 103, but still, that's, if you can find something that's selling for higher markup than the markup of the components that it costs to buy to create that item, that's your path forward, right? You want to be able to buy low and sell high, or craft low and sell that item high. And holy hell, who is this person? They're really doing great. Jenny Frau. Oh, right there, 162. Jenny Frau. So I missed what she was crafting. He, she. Most guys have female avatars. I am a female that has a female avatar because I'm a girl. And I don't need to look at an ass. I mean, yes, when I'm running around, I think guys like to look at the hot avatars. But then again, they don't make them hot either. Like, I'm hot. Okay, anyway. Um, so yeah, something to consider, right? And okay, so the higher value, um, let me think, like, what's a higher value? Well, Jenny Frau, explosive projectiles, go girl, 57 ped. See, she's kind of on a winning streak, I think. Let's see, tool. Was it tool? No, it was attachment. Attachment blueprints. Okay, mining amps. They're a great example. I can sell mining amps. Yes, I can. But when you get to like level 8 finder amplifier, right? It's a limited item, so you're going to need residue to craft it. You need basic nuts, which you can craft yourself, cobalt ingot, which you mine for or you buy. Same with that one, same with that one. And the survey probe you can buy out of the TT machine, right? So, but when you do the math on this, like, okay, basic nuts, super cheap, right? Cobalt ingot, a little more expensive, and you need 9 of them, 6 times 9, right? And then the narcasium, I can never say this one. It doesn't matter. The point is this ingot. Now the other thing is when you're mining for these ingots, and then you have to refine them, right? So then your refiner, the cost of using your refiner to get these ingots, right? There's that as well. And so anyway, well, Jenny, Jenny, who can I turn to? Yeah, 56 ped. Okay, so to me, those aren't even swirlies. Those aren't even globals. 56 ped? What the fuck is that? You're not making any money. But okay. Anyway, I digress. So, 1.95 ped per ingot, and you need 8 of them, right? So, I mean, you start doing the math on this. This is expensive to click. It's really expensive to click. And you might not you might not even get a partial success when you click this. You might only get God, it's scary. I mean, to click one of these costs a lot, and my QR is only 1.3, and yeah, I don't craft many of these. I'm not gonna lie. They're expensive. And okay, sometimes you click, you get a success. Sometimes you click and you get a swirly like Jenny. Sometimes you click and you get partial success, so you get some materials back and maybe some shrapnel back, and then maybe some residue. Sometimes you click and you get nothing, and those materials are gone. And that's the part that's scary. So you take into consideration all of the things. And if I go back to something that I actually want to craft, I don't know, even those are expensive. I don't know. I don't craft a lot of that. Let's see. What would I craft if I could craft something? Jesus, Jenny, go girl. Um, we'll have to see. A lot of people are globaling right now. I should probably be crafting. I mean, they're even swirling on hunting. Like it just seems like this is a good window right now for the algorithm. Um, Oiled Coria boards? Yeah, okay. Anyway, I just kind of, okay, I digress. Let me go to armor and yeah, we'll do, firewall. That's something that I am known for in the game, or at least I used to be. And, we take a look at, oh, I don't know, a helmet, right? And I have a high success rate on it, even though it's a level 8 blueprint. My QR is 10.2 out of 100. I personally don't think the QR means a lot other than it lends maybe to your success rating a tiny bit. It's unlimited blueprint uses, material uses 10 means I can craft, I guess, 10 of these before I run out of materials. And it's pretty expensive to click, but that's okay. Um, I'll do, uh, mm, I know I would use a female one, but I sell more male ones. And so something like this with the armors, you really need to be aware of what you're crafting because that could really screw you up. I've done that before when I've had too many beverages and then I've logged in and done some crafting and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna craft something I need and then I click like the female instead of the male and I end up with and I use up my materials on something I didn't want to do. Yeah, smart like that. And so yeah, if I click one time, I mean maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll be, it's constructing. Nope, failed. So I just lost all of these things. And I didn't gain anything. I didn't lose any metal residue, sorry. I didn't lose any residue, but I didn't gain any either. But I did lose some of my materials in the click because it was a failed attempt. So, yeah, that's no fun, right? I mean, hard ingots, yeah, like open source code, my silver shakers, yeah, not fun. So it's just an example of how you can lose your ass. And you don't want to do that, right? So part of that also is your success rate. I always have that on as big a green bar as I can get because I don't want to lessen my opportunities, I guess you would say, because some people will, do max condition, which drops your success rate, right? Increases your chance of swirlies. It does. But it also increases your chance of a lot of failures when you craft. And that ain't cool. Not if you want to actually come out ahead in this game and not lose PED. Some people will do the fine line where they kind of go, oh, as soon as it kind of turns green right there, maybe. So 5% condition. I don't like that. To me, that's just going, oh, I'm sitting at a nickel machine, and instead of doing the cheapest bet, I'm going to do one of the in between level bets. Or, the people who do this, well, they're doing max bet every spin. And we all know how long you sit at a panda machine doing max bet every spin, right? To me, that's not how you avoid losing PED in Entropia Universe. So those are some things to consider. And, I'm just saying if, I don't want people to whine. I've seen people rage quit in this game because they're like, I deposited X amount of dollars and I went on hunting spree using max everything, the best armor, the best guns, the best enhancers, the best everything, and I didn't get one global. I quit. Well, it's like, is your skill level even there to wear that armor? Should you be using that gun? Do you have the skills to use that gun? I mean, honestly, for example, take a look at these guns, right? I mean, these are guns I can use, but for instance, this BP-30, 51 damage per second, right? If we look at the information, The idea is this is a very good gun for me to use in general because, oh, not the market price. Sorry. Information. Oh yeah, I'm in information. The okay, here. I my skill, I'm 16, almost 17 skill points over what I need to use this weapon. And for BLP and for ranged and pistolier, I'm over the amount. If you are using a gun where your level is less than the recommended level to use it, you're throwing pet away. Because then when you're shooting, you're not doing the maximum damage or you're not hitting as often as you should. All of those things matter. And that's all I'm asking you to do is to take into consideration the big picture when you are doing activities in Entropia Universe. Because we want you to stay. I mean, a bigger player base is a better player base. The more PED cycled in the game, the more PED's going to come out of the game. But it takes a village. We all need to hang here for it to work. Okay, so that's what I've got going on today. I actually think I'm going to get dressed and maybe hunt some eviscerators for a little while, which involves my firewall armor. And here it is. Here's my firewall. Isn't it fun and gorgeous? And when I put it on, look, it kind of glows. It glows in the dark. You can't really see it because I'm not in the dark right now. But if I was in the dark, it's lit up, which I love. Okay, so that's all I got. So for today, I just hope that you all, ooh, look at that, my dress. I better put some skivvies on. Let's see. 73. See how these are almost broken? 1.8 PED out of 75. That can happen if you don't use metal residue and you craft one of these. Not that it happened to me, but that's an example. You could end up with something like that, and then eventually they break so badly that they aren't they you can't put them on anymore. But the nice thing about limited armor is that it stays at 100% protection until it's truly broken and you can't use it anymore. Where unlimited armor, the protection goes down with the value. So you have to go and repair it periodically to get the protection up to 100% again. Okay, all these things, right? Learn, pay attention. I would say study, but good God, it's exhausting. All the people that keep spreadsheets, more power to you because I can't. I just kind of try to do the common sense thing and have fun while I'm here. And I hope you guys do the same. So let's say goodbye if I can turn around and see you. Okay, have fun. Hoff big, Mikhail out.